let us know something more about this CCPA design and Christopher, and you have shadowed him literally for last 30 years, and so it will be nice to share some experiences, and also what does he feel like is what was his vision of being the legacy that he has left behind. Of course, he's left all of us who have been trained and loved by him, and we were expected to be architects, and so the legacy that we could follow. And
sure. Radhika, I met Christopher in 1993. I was in my third year of MBBS at Armed Forces Medical College in Pune, and we met by chance. And somehow life took a little turn. I was already interested into design and creative field, but just as fate would want, I had to reach Pune through the route of medical studies. And I met Christopher. I thought that this could be a good choice for me to drop out of medical school and then partner with him. And that was a little story. Now, we started CCBA about in 1995, and when we started, he was already 52. So keep in mind, he was not like other architects who would have started the firm in their 20s or early 30s. He was a professor, and he was an educator running an institute, Center for Development Studies in Pune, for almost like 20 years before I met him. And Center for Development Studies and Activities does a lot of planning work. They do policy, they do a lot of regional planning, rural planning, district level planning, and they have master's program that they impart to masters of planning students affiliated to the University of Pune. So he was basically an educator in the early part of his life, almost up to till age 52. But he did build what was called a beautiful building called CDSA. So one fine day he was sitting there, and I remember that, like, he was explaining to me, because I was very young, I was hardly 21, 22. In fact, he would bring me to buildings like India Habitat Center, India International Center, to show me what is considered as good architecture and what makes these buildings good, So CDSA is one of those kind of buildings. I was very curious, and I said, like, so many people come to see CDSA, but nobody comes to read your files that you have put, which are like planning projects, Thane Municipal Corporation, then Bhiwandi Municipal Corporation. So many plans he has done. In Sri Lanka, almost 7 cities he has done. Then he has done in Madhya Pradesh, he has done in Almora, he has done in like Ratnagiri regional plan, everything. And I would say, like, Christopher, isn't it like, strange that nobody comes to see these files, but everybody comes to see this building that you have built? I think that triggered him, like, you're right. I think it's time, why don't I start architecture? And he was already 52 and I was 23. And I said, like, look, let's start a firm. And that's how we started CCBA. And here I am, a dropout with no education in architecture, just like Amarnath. I was just this handy boy for Christopher, doing all the odd jobs. I said, like, I'll set up the office, I'll buy the chairs, I'll buy the tables. And we just started off. To our great luck, like, we got our first project, Mahindra United World College, which became an international success. Once Mahindra World College came, and we won like several awards, Indian Institute of Architects Awards and American Institute of Architects Award. It was a finalist in the Aga Khan Award, everything. So I think our rocket kind of started from that point, and then there was no looking back. So I said that, Christopher, you do the design part and I look after everything else. So I started with the business planning, the strategy, everything that he was not interested in doing, I started doing it. So that is how CCBA became CCBA Designs of today, a very well-oiled machine, 30-year-old company. And we have about 60 people working for us. And we are working on the capital of Burundi. We worked on the capital of Bhutan. We're working in Shanghai. Madam is over here, Congo. In fact, we are working in Kinshasa, Congo, a very tall building over there. So we're doing a lot of projects like IIT Hyderabad, Ajim Premji University, many important projects. And we pride in saying that, like, we don't take all kind of works, we do intellectual work. Now, there's a difference between intellectual work and the kitchen to run the kitchen kind of work. Most of you who are architects, you would know that. Like,
Yes.
but somehow Christopher always believed that like architecture should be timeless. And he always believed that whenever we are building on the earth, we are already corrupting it. But whatever we build, we must build with good manners. If you remember that video, he says that, you know, all architects and all buildings must have good manners. When he said good manners, it's like buildings must belong to the time that they are built, they must be sustainable, and they must serve the purpose that they were built for. My classmate from AFMC is here. So that is the thing. And now the next thing you wanted about the legacy. You see, like the day I lost Christopher, 2nd of October 2024, I knew that day that like there is a shift. It's a tectonic shift. I think overnight, I think I grew up tenfolds. I matured much more than what I could have. I learned overnight all the theories and everything. And then I decided, like, look, I'm going to make sure that this great man is Amar Jeevi. And I have been on that journey since then. And I believe that, like, we met because we had a purpose. And our purpose of life was a shared purpose. And I very truly believe that, like, I am ready to continue this shared purpose of life, which was Christopher and Ram's. And this becomes like my purpose of life. So we will continue the legacy.
Thank you so much. That is great to hear, Ram.